Remember, Donald Trump said while meeting with Netanyahu that the United States would come in and take over the Gaza Strip, which apparently even Trump officials were astonished by. Trump had a conversation with the military-industrial complex, and they were like, this is what we want because it gets us the most money in the long term, but also you have to be coy about it and pretend that we're not, like, that evil. And then Trump forgot about the last bit and walked out there, and he was just like, yep. So then the Trump administration, a bunch of officials tried to desperately walk it back. Trump himself walked it back. They were like, no, 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 no. We're not taking it over. You know, like, the original idea was that we were going to, like, play security and do cleanup afterwards. But now it's like, no, 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 no. We're just there to, like, help assist Israel and the management, temporarily relocating the Palestinians. And now that's gone too. And Trump is like, yeah, the Palestinians, they're not coming back, actually.
Build beautiful communities for the 1.9 million people. We'll build beautiful communities, safe communities. Could be 5, 6, could be 2, but we'll build safe communities a little bit away from where they are, where all of this danger is. In the meantime, I would...
He's very sweaty.
...own this. Think of it as a real estate development for the future. It would be a beautiful piece of land.
Would the Palestinians have the right to return?
No, they wouldn't, because they're going to have much better housing, much better.
Okay, don't worry, guys. They're going to have much better housing.
In other words, I'm talking about building a permanent place for them, because if they have to return now, it'll be years before you could ever, it's not habitable. It will be years before it could happen. I'm talking about starting to build, and I think I could make a deal with Jordan. I think I could make a deal with Egypt. You know, we give them billions and billions of dollars.
Jordan, Egypt refusing to take Palestinian refugees is going to be the Trump administration's version of Biden saying, don't worry, guys, Netanyahu will agree to a peace deal any moment now, or something like that, you know? Egypt and Jordan have both been extremely straightforward. I'm sure there's something America could offer them to get them to take in refugees, but, like, we're talking about 2 million or so Palestinian refugees, right? That's a lot of people. Like that, you would you would have to offer Jordan and or Egypt quite a bit for them to be willing to deal with that. Threaten to take away aid. Probably more applicable to Egypt than Jordan. I don't know if it's going to happen though. It's never going to be cheaper than genocide. Yeah. Trump and Netanyahu kind of working their way down towards the final solution approach to what to do with the Palestinian refugees. Arab nations reject Trump's suggestion to relocate Palestinians from Gaza to Egypt and Jordan. Yeah. This is from February 1st, but they've been, like, really straightforward about this. It seems like Trump is saying this without even doing any backroom dealing. You know what I mean? Like, Trump is making these claims first. We're getting news about them first. We're not getting, like, a bunch of quiet back-end dealing, and then Trump comes out and he says something to these, to this end. Trump unilateral policy engine. You gotta love it. And all of it for real estate speculation, man. I bet you he's going to own some of it. Going to get another Mar-a-Lago. Give me the full damn segment of that.
We'll build beautiful communities, safe communities. Could be 5, 6, could be 2, but we'll build safe communities a little bit away from where they are, where all of this danger is. In the meantime, I would own this. Think of it as a real estate development for the future.
Oh no, that really is the whole thing, because then they go about talking about it. All right, well, that's all you have, I suppose. This was only a brief interview on Air Force One, right? It wasn't like a super lengthy conversation. They just popped in for a sec.
Well, since my term, they're doing an amazing job, I think. California GOP chair of chairs would
show that during the Biden administration were astronomical. I mean, I've heard 8 million, 10 million people allowed to come in the United States.
Wouldn't this definitionally be ethnic cleansing? Yeah, 100%. There's, like, with no ambiguity whatsoever, though I'm sure people will say that it's anti-Semitic for you to say that or whatever. Trump calls for ceasefire deal to be canceled if Hamas doesn't release all the hostages by Saturday. Awards going out to most predictable turn of events. The ceasefire deal was never even real, and right now, like, Trump literally just said, yeah, we need to get rid of all the Palestinians. No, they're not going to be allowed to come back. Yeah, no other country wants to take them. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen. Yeah, of course, obviously. Besides, I'm not to get too macabre about it, but Israel doesn't want the Palestinians gone. Israel wants to kill them itself. You really think that the Israeli population would be happy with 1.5 million of them just making it over to Egypt or Jordan or whatever? Hamas doesn't release all the remaining hostages by midday on Saturday, though he did acknowledge it's ultimately up to Israel. Also, Hamas just allegedly said they're not going to release any more hostages. Do they have any more hostages? Are there any left? Hamas said it would stop releasing Israeli hostages until further notice over what the Palestinian militant group called Israeli violations of a ceasefire agreement in Gaza, raising the risk of reigniting the... This is all so fake, man. No one here is actually trying to pursue peace except for Hamas. Israel just wants Palestinian blood. America just wants Israel to continue doing whatever it wants because it's an extension of the corporate wing of our military establishment. Hamas is the only group here that has an actual invested effort or interest in peace. And they're unfortunately not enough on their own. Hamas wants peace. Hamas was trying to push for peace deals literally from like day one, like October 8th. You can call into question their sincerity, but, you know, Israel and America have never really given them a chance to, you know, demonstrate that. Like like literally months and months and months, Israel has been stopgapping peace. And then a ceasefire finally goes through. And what happens? Israel continues the strikes. Yeah, they had a deal out to transfer all the hostages basically day one, and Israel rejected it because it would have required Israel to not do an invasion of the Gaza Strip. Hamas military wing spokesperson Abu Ubaida said Israeli ceasefire violations included delaying Palestinians from returning to northern Gaza, shelling and firing upon Palestinians, and stopping humanitarian aid from entering the Strip as stipulated under the ceasefire. It's all fake. So basically, Hamas agreed to nothing and Trump got a massive win. Well, no, Hamas has been trying to get a peace deal done for ages. It looks like Israel just acquiesced to a very temporary, perceptive peace deal because they wanted to give Trump a win on day one that will immediately fall apart because who the cares? It's all fake and gay. It's all fake and gay. Directory of the Treasury Department has stopped minting new pennies. It's unclear whether Trump has the power to unilaterally eliminate the coin. Yeah, they said they would, Dino Smash. Yeah, I don't disagree with the pennies thing. Is that really the reason why Hamas was going viral, or is currently going viral with like 500,000 somethings? Is it that? Hold on, let me see. Is there some other thing? It's just that? I guess I can't imagine what kind of person would be that caught up in the like legitimacy of the ceasefire. It was so obviously not going to hold, but I don't know. Why else? Well, that's what I was asking.
Commitment to Mr. President, back on Gaza, the White House press secretary told us last week that you're committed to rebuilding Gaza. Steve Witkoff said that process would take 10 to 15 years. Does your commitment to rebuilding Gaza extend beyond your time in office?
I'm committed to buying and owning Gaza. As far as us rebuilding it, we may give it to other states in the Middle East to build sections of it. Other people may do it through our auspices. But we're committed to owning it, taking it, and making sure that Hamas doesn't move back. There's nothing to move back into. The place is a demolition site. It'll be, the remainder will be demolished. Everything's demolished. I mean, you can't live in those buildings right now. They're very unsafe. But we'll make it into a very good site for future development by somebody. We'll let other countries develop parts of it. It'll be beautiful. People can come from all over the world and live there. But we're going to take care of the Palestinians. We're going to make sure they live beautifully and in harmony and in peace, and that they're not murdered. This has been the most dangerous site anywhere in the world to live.
I bet. We'll send them to a farm upstate. Vosh, out of curiosity, would you support a left populist president defying court orders for left-wing policy? It would have to be over a pretty good cause, right? I'm not like a legal proceduralist or anything, but it couldn't just be like, well, I don't think the presidency should be bound by those powers, you know? Look, there's no denying the fact that like any kind of transformative change to the country would probably involve doing some stuff that people would later scratch their heads at. I guess my issue is like, if stuff like that is going to be done, I want it to be done to like make life better for the working class, give people free healthcare, make things good, not to like enable the ultra Hitler pedophile regime 2.0 or something. I just, you know, it really is kind of like an ends-based thing. But basically, like, if you're doing something as serious as like defying court orders, you'd better have a damn good reason to clear that bar. That's what I'm saying, you know? You can't unring that bell. It's already been rung. Especially now. The idea of like, you can't break the rules because if you break the rules, the opposition breaks the rules. How'd that work out for the Democrats? Democrats play goody two-shoes every chance they get. Republicans come into power and they're like, kablamo, no rules exist. We're in power now. Yeehaw. So no, if they don't want to break, or if they don't want to follow the rules, they're not going to follow the rules. It's really just a matter of like, what are the outcomes, you know? What good are you going to get from it? But the parliamentarian? Yeah, that's true. I'd feel pretty bad for the parliamentarian. If we can no longer resolve any of our problems through any kind of legal process, it's down to might makes right. This is a socialist live streaming community. Take your sensitive liberal ass back over to the Hakeem Jeffries strategy live stream each week. Sorry, we could have had like a socialist utopia, but some dipshit 78-year-old white boy judge from Kentucky said that it actually violates some constitutional order to negotiate healthcare prices with private companies or something else. Look, it's complicated.